Hello and welcome to Console and Tech Accessories, something very special for you today, and not because I've got my mug on camera, but because we're going to be looking at this. This, believe it or not, is a Nintendo Switch controller from Ipega. Now I got this quite a few days ago from AliExpress and I've been using it ever since, and on today's video I'm going to show you what I think is great about it and a couple of its quirks. Okay, so videos now have a little bit of a different format. We're just going to do a bit of an introduction, then we're going to stick this down on the tech desk and go through it. So if you want to know whether this controller is any good, what it does and what it doesn't do, stick with me. Do subscribe, do share. Let's put this down and turn the lights up. Hello and welcome along, and as you saw in the introduction and the unboxing, we're going to be looking at this today. This is the Ipega Hillbilly Cat controller for the Nintendo Switch. So this is the box it came in. I got it from AliExpress. It took 3 weeks to get here, and as you see, bit of superficial damage, but nothing inside was damaged at all. So it lasted a good old journey. Really pleased with that. Bit of gump on the back, branding either side, and a picture on the front. So it says 2-in-1, which means it works with the Switch and the Switch Lite. It also works with PS3, Android and PC, but we're going to be focusing on the Nintendo Switch today. So first of all, I'm going to ask you a favour. Stick your comments below of what do you think of it. First impressions, what do you think? Let me know. I'm all up for something a little bit different. I see a lot of controllers, and yeah, they're all great and they all do brilliant things in their own rights, but this just looks different. There has not been such a hubbub in my household than when this turned up. There was fights over who was going to have this for their Switch over my children. So we're having to actually ration it. So one person has it a day, and then that changes just because it looks fantastic. It just looks a bit different. I'm all up for things looking a bit different. Really pleased with it. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to go over kind of like the physical bits of it. I'll show you a few of its extra secret features, and then we'll jump onto the Switch and just go and test the buttons and the sticks and stuff. So first up, going over the front, we have the two sticks here. Now they are quite loose, so if you like a loose stick, you'll be pleased. If you want it a little bit firmer, look, it really is quite loose. But I think that might be due to the fact that I think this is designed for kind of fighting games. But, you know, with me, when I'm playing my games, I haven't got a problem at all with it being that loose. And the D-pad down here, we've said before that D-pads are a personal preference. This isn't bad at all, to be honest. It really is raised up. We had a look at the PowerA Nano controller, and when you press the D-pad down, it went flush with the shell, which was a real pain. No chance of that here. Really is high up when you press it. So it's really nice, and you can definitely feel when you're going to be pressing it. So I've got no issues with the D-pad. The buttons here, they're all plastic, and the whole thing is pretty much plastic. And they're not too bad, they are, but they're not really clicky. They just feel like normal buttons, really. There's nothing to write home about with them, but they're certainly not poor. In the middle, we've got the nice big home button, and up here we have minus, plus, turbo, ZL and ZR. Okay, so you can press those for ZL and ZR, but it also have the ZL and ZR there. And here, L and R, like with the Z and ZR, L and R there, or there. And then we have X, Y, A and B, so kind of like the Switch orientation is like that. So A, B, X and Y. Again, it's kind of like in a fighting game kind of stance, but like I say, it works for every game. The clicks, really clicky on the thumbsticks. That's nice. And the thumbsticks have got these rubber caps that are removable, and they have this grip on them, which is lovely. Really helps with the grip. So these are nice and big. Nice and big. And then flipping over, I'll talk to you about what that bit is in a second. We have the triggers here, and as you see, they're kind of offset. And I've been finding that when I've been playing it, I've been using my middle finger on there and my index finger on there, which I never normally do. I normally have my index finger. But it really is conducive to sit there like that. I haven't had a problem with that at all. And it's really, really comfy like that. Really comfy. And here we have rubber pads. So one big there, one big one there, and a little one up the top there. And that's designed for when you put it on the desk, it kind of sticks. So you're trying to want to move it around, but it sticks to the desk. Again, kind of if you're going to be wanting to play in a fighting game. Talking of that, talk about this bit here. So this bit here is screwed on and it tells you there to tighten it or loosen it. So let's loosen it and you take it off and it's got a thread on it. Now here, this thumbstick here, this cap, if you pop this cap off, it has a thread on it and you screw that on to there. Like so. And you've got yourself a fight stick. Okay, so what we're saying about sticking to the desk and having it in that is again adds to it being a fighting stick thing. Brilliant. Another secret feature of this is this flap up the top here. Look at this. So you pop that open like that and you've basically just got a groove in there. And what that's for is grab your switch, pop it on there like that. Okay, so again, you've got it. If you're going to play a fighting game, you've got like yourself a mini portable arcade cabinet. Fantastic. And I was a bit worried. I sat on there. I thought it's going to fall backwards. It's not going to be great. You know, it's fine. It really does fall forward. It's okay. You really do need to kind of have it up quite a way before it starts to fall backwards. So there's no problem with the weight distribution of this as well. Really nice. So you can sit there playing it like that if you want to. And the angle for this is really good. So it's a nice angle for it to sit at. It's not too far back, not too far forward. Good angle. So let's get the thumb cap back on and then we'll pop onto the switch to show you how to connect it. So here we are on the switch and I have already connected this to my switch. But what you would do is you would go along to controllers, whatever controller you've got, or if you're doing it handheld or with the Joy-Cons, you go to here, you go to change grip order. And then all you do is you hold down B and you hold down home until this red light here flashes fast, which it's doing now. And then it will pair. There we go, it's already paired. So we're done. Now, once you've paired it once, you won't need to pair it again. All you do is, let's turn this off, make sure it goes off. All you need to do is to turn it back on, is hold down the home till it flashes like that. And then you'll be in your switch will be turned on. While we're here on this screen, if we put this on to charge, you'll see that the icon there, it tells you that it's charging as well, which is nice. There's been a couple of controllers that don't actually do that, but you'll see that the red light's flashing there, so it's nice and clear that it's flashing, and it also tells you on the switch screen that it's flashing, which is good. So let's go back out, and then we'll go to some of the system settings. Just play about with the buttons for a bit. Let's go down here, controllers and sensors. Test input devices, test controller buttons. So we've got A, X, A, X, A, X. And if I hold down A, it doesn't do anything but come out of the screen. So this is where the turbo comes in. If I want to do turbo on A, I would hold down A and press turbo. And there we go. It's constantly pressing A for me. If you want to change that, press X and press turbo, and it does that for you. Okay, you only have turbo on one button. And when the controller is off, i.e. when that light goes out, the turbo is forgotten, so you will need to set turbo again. And you can set it on any of these 6 here, ZR and ZR here, or any of these triggers here. Then what we can do is let's go over to our testing our sticks. I wouldn't expect there to be drift after such a short time, but just to show you, no drift, no dead zones, left, up, right, down, perfect. And then if we do the right stick, no drift, no dead zone, left, up, right, and down. Okay, so the sticks, I haven't had a problem, but like I'm saying, I wouldn't expect to have a problem after only a couple of weeks worth of play. So I want to talk about rumble as well on this thing, because the rumble is brilliant on it, and I mean brilliant. A lot of the controllers, it's just rumble and that's it. Whereas this one is a lot more subtle. There's a lot more detail. I'm not sure if it's HD rumble or not, but it's certainly close to it. And there's a lot more of subtlety in the rumble. So in terms of rumble, it's fantastic. Also has motion, so no problems there. Yeah, motion great. and it doesn't wake up the switch. Okay, so if you want it to wake up the switch, you're going to need to press it. Okay, it says in the manual that it does wake up the switch, but I think that might be lost in translation because it doesn't. Okay, so I'll just prove that. If I just if I take this off now, we'll see that it's connected with the red light. If I turn this off, that's disconnected. To turn it on, you hold down home. It starts flashing. It's looking for the switch now, so it should wake it up. It's whether it's handheld or docked, it's exactly the same. It doesn't do it, but as soon as you press the switch to turn it on, there we go, it's connected. Okay, all right, going back onto the switch then. We'll whip into a little bit of gameplay. I'm on Mario Odyssey just to show you what it's like. Just feels like a great controller. Okay, so I don't know if you can, I can't show you the rumble on the video very well, but it's very subtle and there's definite differences in the rumble. And as you can see, the motion there, no problem. The rumble's fantastic on this, it really is good. Yeah, so it's a good controller. For me, I just like the innovation. I think it looks great. I love the idea of the flap, and if I'm going to be using fighting games, I love the idea of the Switch to be sat on there and using this. But even so, if I'm not using fighting games, I think it's brilliant to use. Like I said, I really would be interested to know your thoughts on this. Can you get it on AliExpress at the moment? I'm hoping it will come on Amazon. $26 from AliExpress. It's nothing. And as we said, it works for the Switch and the Switch Lite. So I've got my Switch Lite here. You just plonk it on there and you would pair it up as you would ever before. Hold down B and hold down home. And as long as this is searching for it, it will connect to this. Really pleased with this. Definitely go and look this one up. This is the Ipega Hillbilly Cat controller for the Nintendo Switch. So there we have it then. That was my look at this, the Ipega Hillbilly Cat controller for the Nintendo Switch. Do let me know your thoughts on this. Is it just a bit of a gimmick, or do you actually think it's worthwhile? Do you going to pick one of this? I'll leave links down below of where you can get hold of this. I hope you like the new format. Do let me know if you've got any comments on how I can make it better. I'm always trying to improve my videos. Do share, do subscribe, it'd be hugely appreciated. Till the next video, I've been Console and Tech Accessories. Bye bye.